Sorry. Radiohead is off. We are recording.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Alex. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, am I supposed? Did I miss? Is this a ding, 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 ding? I don't like not having show notes. It's very, you know what? It's challenging, but that's what this show is about. I enjoy it. I
What
take
do
it
you
back.
mean when you don't have show notes? What's that mean?
Coming in, shared show notes, I should say.
Oh,
Coming in hot. We're just
we've
walking
never
on
done that.
stage.
We've never done that.
We have, but
When did we do
not
that? Well,
years
maybe
ago.
it's just something I haven't participated in for 5 years, but I don't know what you're talking about. When do
No,
we have shared notes?
years ago, we had a shared
Why
Google
would it
Doc.
just come up right now?
Because I was just recording something where there was. I'm often on every other
Oh, I
recording.
can do it for
I'm
you
on
right now
Twitch.
if you want.
No, well, I have my handwritten notes. I have my
Well,
personal.
should we start some
notes.
kind of a new shared document, or you want me to just give you an outline?
Oh, we could. I mean, we could mail the notes back and forth. Ooh,
Oh,
that's
through
something
the
that's
through the
never
U.S. Postal
happened.
Service, you mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's still.
Well, you know what's funny? I mean, you ever heard of people playing chess by mail?
Yes.
Isn't that an interesting idea? I'm sure it still happens to this day, but that was from like before I was born. But isn't that such an interesting way to think about playing a game?
I think about this because I have tried to do something similar with, and not successfully tried to do it with Mafia or Werewolf, as some people.
Any kind of turns-based game?
Yeah, a turn-based game that's also a social deception game.
Okay.
Because
Ooh, that way you could do it. You could do it like Griffin and Sabine, like do it on funny paper and stuff.
the
You
yeah,
could inhabit your character like a Civil War reenactor. Dearest
well, sort of
Delilah.
kind of like a low, no, high stakes, but low effort diplomacy. That's what I want to get people into. I want to watch my friends fight and
Okay.
accuse people of
Maybe you can be
things
in the audience
bad
by mail
faith.
too.
Yeah. So I don't know if I can.
Well, that would be a lot to manage, wouldn't it? What about the NPCs? Do the NPCs get mail too?
the audience
The
is-
innkeeper has to keep checking his inbox.
Well, actually, they're called villagers, or as I like to call them now in Mafia, arties, because they're
Well, what if
there,
it's not
but
a village?
well,
You're looking for a
I'm-
euphemism for a fictional character? Because in a completely made-up genre of definitionally non-real person needs a euphemism?
Artie from, am I misremembering?
Stop saying Artie. I don't know what that means.
The character from The Sopranos who isn't.
Oh, yeah,
he
sure.
owns the
Artie, yeah.
He owns the restaurant that business is kind of like the.
Yeah, he's the one with the wife.
Points the shotgun at Tony, and
Okay,
that's
all right.
the
So,
final
and this is
part.
amplifying which point how? Why we don't have
Oh.
notes? I'm confused. What's happening?
No, the
Turn-based game. NPCs,
turn-
villagers.
if you were a villager or in
Why do you,
Mafia,
I mean, is NPC, is that because it's been sort of hijacked by dinglings as a word? Because that was not
Yeah.
a problematic term when I was 13.
it's not.
It had a meaning in Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, this is an instance where
If you're in the audience of
think
the
it has been
game, you're a villager, is what you're
hijacked.
saying.
In Werewolf, this is not something I made up. In Werewolf, people are called villagers if they are.
Can I just leave one real quick right here?
Yes.
Let's see. Let me see if I can do this. Epistolary Audience title. Isn't that epistolary? That's like when you send letters back and forth, right?
You
like
know
the
what?
epistles.
The epistle.
Like
That,
Paul's,
that's, I was-
Paul's letter to the dinglings title. And that's we read from
Well-
dinglings to...
Oh, we prefer Gentiles, but all right, that's fine.
Did the euphemisms help? You?
Me,
Or others?
me?
You? Okay, so turn-based games by mail. Yeah, mail. That's the whole thing, I don't think we really need that as much anymore. But here we are. We did handwriting. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So anyway, you want to know, so I'm going to give you an outline. Here's what I've written down. Something I'll come back to in a minute is that this page has my blood all over it. There's a weird new Amadeus show. Look out, everybody. It's the return of big tennis. I've begun making a new Chris Fleming noise, and I only just realized it this morning.
All right.
Penultimately,
Pause.
I have a wound and cut myself, and that's why there's blood on here, and I want to talk about that. And then fifth and finally, I'm going to put a 5 in front of this one. I'm just going to write, not very neatly, bad. Sorry, real quick, because you know this is going to be photographed and used. Bad handwriting irony. Because this thing's a fucking mess and it's got blood on it.
There's
a weird new Amadeus. Hey, who would have expected the return of big tennis? This isn't the show. I have a new Chris Fleming noise. Fourth, formerly last, but now fourth, I have an unexpected wound. And fifth, it's a real ironical the way this is written on this page.
All right. First,
or we can just go straight to the challenge.
Well, first, I hope that you'll share the Chris Fleming noise.
Oh God! Oh no, you pick these any order. If these are of interest at all, shall I go ahead and send you this image so you can have it in front of you, and we'll put this in somewhere in show notes for the show. It's I think it's kind of upsetting to be the art, but what do I know?
Oh boy, I've.
What?
Depending on how explicit this image is, have I got a doozy that I could share?
Oh no!
Yeah,
I can't look at stuff like that. I really can't. I can't look at, because my wife does things and moves, and like she'll get injuries, and I just feel like part of being in a relationship with somebody is you can have boundaries that you never need to talk about, and I live day to day thinking that we have a boundary where we don't send each other wounds. But see, part of what makes that boundary so powerful, Alex, you know this. You and Matt have a great relationship, and it's like part of it is that's a boundary you never need to talk about.
So I'm told, but
what does that mean?
I'm told that we have a great relationship. I mean, I don't know. Many people.
Okay,
it's flattering.
Is it helping my story?
Yes. Continue.
But that's the beauty of it. It's a boundary you don't need to talk about. And I have to say that's one of the things I, for real, outside the fiction, really love and treasure about my relationship with Siracusa. Because there's nobody in my life now, and perhaps in my life ever, whom I've more trusted to understand things. And he's the one person in my life who enforces. And, understand, my version of boundaries is not the same as a lot of other people's. I don't mean like barriers. I mean, this is a thing we've settled. We don't need to talk about it anymore. Seat goes down. Close this door, right? Those kinds of things.
Yes.
Don't send wounds. Jesus, how am I still litigating this? You don't send me a bruise? That's freaking crazy. But I think those kinds of having not to, relitigate those kinds of boundaries, that's a big part of love. That's what I think. Oh yeah, sorry, I was going to send this image to you. How you doing? You all right? You've had all kinds of calamities there. Now, is the city being washed away?
Calamities, just bad.
I thought there was too much water.
There was a lot of water, and then a lot of heat, and then a lot of water again. But it's all right now. We're almost in summer. There's no earthquakes. We're no San Francisco.
What's your temperature like right now?
What's my life
what's your temperature like right now?
Oh, I believe it feels like 83 degrees. Huh? Oh yeah.
Sorry, say again?
Feels 86, but is 83 degrees. I'm big.
Goes the other way on yours.
Yeah, one goes one way, another
so what?
Goes another way.
Okay, get ready. It's good. We'll have just a little bit of blood on it, but that's my
Oh,
sorry.
yes.
I've got a little bit of a something sore. I think I bit myself or something. So I think I might have a little bit of not an impediment, but an opportunity. I think I have a speech opportunity. Got swish. Get that hydrogen peroxide on there. Did you receive my image?
I have, and I think this is interesting because I am familiar with the splotchy, like body fluids on a notebook
La la
situation.
la.
Yeah,
That's
because
definitely a discarded Morrissey line. No
every
bloody splotches on a notebook. Trace the
every
trail
day
of my soul.
this was not part of my challenge exercise this week, but in the past I have a field notes every day, just a little, it's a literal like scratch pad. It's
Yeah, yeah,
almost a
yeah.
fidget, and
Probably
if
similar to me with index cards, right? It's like it was nothing that's ever intended to be like archival quality. It's just for jotting stuff down.
right, but when I am like finished with my time at my desk and I see, oh, there's some red spots right there, I know that I have inadvertently bitten my nails or bitten my cuticles in a
You've got
disgusting
to be
way.
kidding me.
And I'm like, oh,
That would
so
be such an
clearly I'm
amazing,
stressed.
like that's such an amazing opening scene for, I don't know, not amazing, but it would be a very interesting Better Call Saul style opening, cold open for an episode of the TV where you see this person working and like seeming pretty normal, maybe looking a little bit worked up. And then like they're typing, and they're typing more furiously. And they start noticing blood either on their keyboard or on like paper.
Funny you should say that,
And then
Merlin.
they realize it's because I've been chewing on my nails. And then that tells you a lot about the character.
Yes. Funny you should say that
Because
because
you
in
already have
my
a short film about it and a documentary you don't like about the film.
no, it wasn't a documentary. It was my freshman. We had to do freshman thesis films. It was so dumb. I think I've mentioned
that
it.
dumb?
Because it.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me
it was
let me put it
both a-
differently. When you say film as in product, not as in medium, like you made you had to do a short video project that as a film, treat it as a film.
Yes, and it was an
Seems like it'd be an interesting
homage.
baseline for somebody who wants to do that for a career.
Yes, and it was an homage to Wes Anderson, and obviously it was not good. Not because I am putting myself down, but because obviously a first year film in most
Something a lot of people learn, regardless of how you do it, or what medium or what time you do it in. I feel like you realize that to do a good parody of something or homage to something, there's notes about it to get right that would be very difficult to understand if you didn't deeply love and deeply know the source material. Like if you just said to somebody like, oh, go do centered shots and include yellow and somebody in a corduroy jacket. Like, but that's still, I mean, people who parody Wes Anderson get different parts of it right and other parts they completely ignore. Right?
oh
There's no. Is
like,
there anything? Forgive me for bringing up a scene that's very painful, but is there like So on the one hand, you think about a parody like the SNL one. Like what if Wes Anderson had a slasher movie, or what if a slasher movie happened inside a Wes Anderson movie?
yeah.
Right? And some of that they get so perfect, but laminated cards, Futura all caps. Centered themes. One I learned about from a great video, Compass Point whip pans.
Oh,
Title.
yes. Oh,
Compass
I mean,
Point whip. And so, do you remember? Do you know the one I'm talking about? It might be Every Frame a Painting, or it might be Thomas Flight, or it might be someone else.
I believe it is the Edgar Wright. I'm
Okay.
saying that for notes. The
Yeah,
Edgar
we'll
Wright.
find. But it's I have to say, and like I'm this is actually one of those rare things. I don't want to argue about this, but I always love to talk about this with people of good heart who aren't internet dinglings. Is like, what's my favorite Wes Anderson movie today? Is like, I mean, because it's so difficult for me to say. Like somebody would say, like, what's your favorite Wes Anderson movie? And I mean, like 5 of them. It just depends. It's like the Beatles. But like, I think my sentimental, why do I always, well, who fucking cares? My sentimental favorite will always be Rushmore. But, and I love a lot of them. But there's, in Grand Budapest Hotel is, I don't know, it touches me. And in my heart and in my head, it touches me. But one of the things you see, especially in that movie, is this thing Wes Anderson does where, I mean, whip pans are funny. You really need to know what you're doing if you're doing a lot of whip pans. But you think about the handheld kind of stuff sometimes in his older movies, like 2 characters talking, or there's lots of movies like that. You see somebody doing handheld and doing funny whip pans between 2 people talking, right? Except he does it on the 4 cardinal compass points, super fast, and in a direction that you can understand. Is that a good way to put it? Like you're looking straight down, you're looking down a hallway, he whips super hard, 90 degrees, right?
Absolutely. But what I've always liked about those is it's a direction you can understand.
Absolutely.
But if this is your first...
Almost like a martial arts staging, like what's happening, where things are happening.
But because you're not necessarily familiar, if you're not familiar with Wes Anderson, you might not have seen that type of pan before. So know what's happening, but you're not sure how you're supposed to feel about it.
The American Express commercial, because it does have at least one of those funny whip pans in it, I'm pretty sure. When it first opens on Jason Schwartzman, and it does a fast whip pan to the 9 o'clock position.
And I think it goes like
up show him the gun. He goes, "It looks fake. It looks fake."
He's so much
I'm sorry, I don't know how I got us on that. But what I was gonna say was okay. You know what? Maybe the most Wes Anderson scene shot of all time. In some ways, the exception that proves the rule, though, most woof, is Luke Wilson in the bathroom with Elliott Smith playing Needle in the Hay.
In Bottle Rocket?
In
Rushmore?
The scene in Tenenbaums.
Okay, yeah.
When Richie is in the bathroom shaving.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways, wow, that's the least, on the one hand, it's the least Wes Anderson shot you can imagine. But on the other hand, that's the Wes Anderson shot that's happening behind a lot of the Wes Anderson shots. There's something much darker than you see in a center-oriented thing.
Right. And that is why I started my freshman film out with my protagonist Marcus typing on a typewriter.
Yes,
FX. Indeed.
Okay, I'm typing this up. I'm in slug line. Okay. I'm typing it up for you.
And then it is just a whip pan because it was a an EOS 1 and
I can't wait to see how that is transcribed as letters.
I don't have it.
TOS, because that's important to the story.
EOS. If you know the sensors,
get your own Chris Fleming noise.
There wasn't 50. It wasn't a 50 millimeter. It wasn't a full cropped lens.
50 millimeter would not be a good lens for a whip pan.
No,
no, I mean, yeah.
It
was
that's
kind of like picking a macro lens for a sex partner. You could probably make something work, but it wouldn't be ideal. That's not really what that lens is for.
Oh well, but
hey, everybody, am I right? Funny joke.
Sorry. Did I say it wasn't? It was. That we all had to work with the same.
Well, I bet at least you got some nice bokeh.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's
so
whip
you
pans,
you had to make a dumb freshman film.
Yes, and it is. I don't know.
Are we gonna get back to all my other items?
We are. I just wanted to say that one of my
it's mostly stopped bleeding now. I've been pressing it.
It's a shot of this guy has finished typing up a letter, but his keyboard is all bloody because his
that is so emo.
And the
bloody
scene was,
keyboard, Alex. That's amazing. Aren't you glad you got that out of your system?
Oh yeah. Well, and then
that could be growing inside of you right now. Like that cyclospora strawberry thing that gives you explosive diarrhea. You could have that grow if you had not purged that. If you had not pinched off that particular loaf of emo at that time, the germ might still be in you like a bad yogurt.
I think it's there, but it's like I've been vaccinated.
You can't really ever get rid of bloody keyboard.
I gotta boost it.
Whip it with a 50 millimeter lens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lit it with an iPhone. It turned out great.
It featured an 11-inch MacBook Air that I still have and installed Linux on the other day.
Woman.
That's not important to the story, but I wanted to tell it. Just like I want to hear your Chris Fleming noise, pretty please.
So am I keeping track? Should I be keeping track of where we are with this? Because it seems like you were in the middle of an anecdote.
I was done. My anecdote was I showed.
Maybe we should introduce a protocol where you could say something like anecdote completed. Like, open up the prompt for me.
Is
Maybe
this
blinking cursor after you stop talking. Just show me a blinking cursor.
Oh, the context window is getting lost. Now the dingus likes to talk about how the context it
Is this
says
better than
window.
my 5 things that I wrote down?
I
you,
would
you talking about computers? Is that because we can do that if you want? I like to think that I'm a person in your life who will push back on your computer stuff to keep you interested in the content of things.
I'm
Maybe that's blood. Maybe that's the blood loss talking.
I would
Okay,
love
you pick. We've got
to hear.
Amadeus. Actually, we only have time. Well, this is not the show. We only have time probably for like 5 of these. But we got so you. Oh, I'm sorry. You have it in front of you, Alex. Could you please refer to your blood document title?
Yeah. Yes, briefly, I would like a Chris Fleming noise.
Good. I had a whole bit prepared because I thought wound would technically be the main bit here. That's the thing I've given the most thought to. But now that we've talked about the blood,
how was I supposed to know that? See, if I knew that,
Alex, I'm going to ask you a question. I recently asked my friend John Siracusa. Are you cognizant of the times when you start to sound like the internet? No, the answer is you just think on it. It's really more of a rhetorical comment than a rhetorical question.
All right.
Rhetorical comment title.
No, I
have a thing where I've asked my family. This is not okay. I can make this tie back around. Boundaries, right? The things you don't have to talk about, and you get what I mean, right? I'll give you one. Here's one that's going to sound crazy. Do we lock the doors and windows, or do we not lock the doors and windows? Now, a lot of you are going to go, because you're from the internet, you're going to go, well, we lock our windows. I was like, well, that's not the question I'm asking you. What I'm asking is not whether or not there is a correct way to do that. What I'm asking you is a much more interesting question to me, which is, do you not believe that if you've lived with people long enough, you either reach an agreement about whether doors and windows are locked or an agreement about whether they're unlocked? And then you don't have to revisit that except to say that somebody fucked up. There's a million examples of this. I mean, seat up or down, does that help? But I think door lock, if you want to find out whether you have that agreement with people in your house, do the opposite of what you normally do and see what happens. If I leave the door unlocked at certain times in context, like I'll hear about it, right? Okay, first of all, do you follow what I'm saying? I'm not asking people to have an internet argument about which is correct. It's not toilet paper. I'm asking you, like, don't you agree that represents the sort of settled law that one has?
Absolutely. Recently,
tell me.
We recently updated the Cox OS because our front door now has finally a digital, like a the keyboard thingy to get
keypad.
Thank you, a keypad.
Is it like a Bluetooth? Oh no! I bet Dougie put it in, not you.
No, yeah, he put it in.
It's
great.
One of those... I want Dougie picking the things that secure my OS.
You know what? I know I can. It's fine. But we have this thing where because our front door has 2 separate locks, but they're like redundant, and we've accepted, no, we don't need to use both of these.
Is one of them a lock that can only be locked from the inside?
No, from
okay. They're both keyed or accessible from outside.
Yes,
okay.
But they're annoying, and we've just decided, okay, it's only the bolt lock, and we discussed this because
the most important thing those locks do, I mean, I'm gonna guess, this is my reckon, I bet the most important thing those locks do is exist, like whether or not, because if it's a deadbolt, you can't tell if it's locked,
right?
Unless it's like a very expert locksmith, in which case it doesn't matter, they're in. That's not, but like my friend Chris's dad says, we keep the screen door shut, it keeps the honest people honest. It's not going to keep out the predators, but right, kind of that. But like, so where did you? So you have the lock with the keypad is technically a third lock now.
No, that replaced the front door lock.
See.
It's great, and so the reason I say that, and the reason it is indeed important to the story, it's like, wait, why did you have a discussion about which door should and shouldn't be locked? Because there are like 5 different keys. There literally were 5 different keys to get into our apartment in various ways, like, the back door and the front door.
People who don't think that's important to talk about strike me as not very bright. It's like, if you've never had that conversation, like, you suck. Like
Well, some
you've like,
people just
because here's
have
the basic
the
one.
same key.
Before we even get into preferences, or well, we're going to avoid things like just preferences or like just. Well, how about we look at like what the other options are? Like
No,
it's
what I'm like saying is this sounds like
yeah.
a typical Alex option thing, but it's more of, hey, have you ever considered what it's like to come up 3 flights of stairs at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and your partner's the one who's carrying the cat litter, and like just those 5 seconds can be, oh my god, the like grocery
Yeah.
bag ripped, and now my entire night
So
is ruined.
the trade off of that theoretical extra security is offset by the inconvenience it keeps causing.
Yes. And we also have not a rule, but we're just like, okay, if we know the other person is coming home, we're going to just straight up keep, now that we have that secure lock outside, because before it didn't really work, now that we have the keypad pad, we just keep the door unlocked because it has eliminated so much stress since just the lock doesn't really
I'm sorry.
work.
If would I be cynical to rephrase that as we use the keypad lock and the other lock is never locked?
You're right. And
Okay.
if our
That seems very
neighbors
straightforward.
yes, and it has
In fact,
made
if it
our
were
life so
locked,
much
you'd think
easier.
something was wrong. Right? If you arrived at
Exactly.
the state of that lock is locked, you'd think, what happened? Is this, wait, that's kind of weird, right?
Yes,
That
and
talk about settled law, that's a perfect example.
that is, and it's been extra useful because, oh, why is the door locked? Because our building is being sold. We get to stay here. It's because our lease is fine. But like, oh, we know that someone's been in here or someone is in here showing off the property or whatever, and it's just another little indicator that makes
Can I
life
give you an
easier.
example of one of these in my house?
Please, yes.
Well, it's the kind of thing I'd like to think is settled law because I feel like I've been throwing shapes about this for a pretty long time, and I feel like I have been formally begging my family about this for a pretty long time. But, boy, it's going to blow up a lot of spots. There are people in my house, there's one person in my house, who when they do a big dish load. By the way, part 7, like never criticize how somebody does the work for you. Okay, we know that one. But my wife's a soaker.
Unless it's pure information,
Pure
sometimes
information. Yep.
there's an exchange.
Yep. Oh no, some you got it, and it helps if you do say pure information. My wife's a soaker. I think it's just a traditional thing. She'll fill up our big. We got a 1-holer, and she'll fill the whole thing up with water and soap, and just basically, I think it's a visual thing for her. Partly, she gets everything off the counter and puts it in the sink.
Same with Matt.
I don't, and then of
Matt,
course,
they're
I'm always
soakers.
begging. I'm begging. I say, I'm sorry to fall back on. I'm not sorry. I'm an aging man. I need to get the word out. That's an active working area. That is not a storage area. That is not a liminal area. That is an active working area. It mean what that, and in part, I mean, like it's arguably the sink of the kitchen is arguably one of the most powerful and dynamic active working areas in the house. It does at least 2 vital things. It lets you fill things with water, and it lets you pour things out and go down the sink. And those are both extremely important. Well, guess what happens, for one, when you're soaking? Like, you just lost the ability to do either. You've turned the most vital area in your house into a storage area. But that's not even the problem for me. I can, you know what? Like I say, if you do the shit for me, I ain't going to give you no 1-star review. That's like the saddest country song I've ever heard. But you know what I do say? Hey, I say, hey, I have this thing. I don't know, I'm just like this, but can we not put anything sharp in the soaky water? More saliently, can we please never, ever, ever put a knife into the soaky water? Because sometimes I do need to preemptively, an hour later, do something with the sink that requires me now plunging my hand into the soaky water to unplug it, right? But also sometimes I just might want to see, is that bowl in here? Alex, 2 out of 5 times, I stick my hand into the soaky water. I grab the edge of a knife.
Oh God.
And what sucks, and I'm starting to think this is like something like the opposite of Oprah and the Secret title. I love that story. But like I've manifested this in the world because of how much I hate the idea of it happening. Is I don't like cutting myself in a way I could have avoided, and I really don't like doing it in soaky water with a knife I make a point of keeping extremely sharp.
Oh, so this is.
Oh no, we're talking
this
knivey
is
knives. There's knives.
Yeah.
In it. So
And it's also she's really doing it.
the main
your
point I wanted to
knives.
make
Oh,
of
boy.
5 is that I was fixing to do a haircut. Long story short, I went to grab the clippers from the bag full of different clippers. Zzz, and one of them had both the guard and the thing off, just the blade exposed, and I completely plunged the end of my finger straight. And you get that feeling. Where like first you have the sensation that's a little smoother than you like. You're like, ooh, what's smooth? You know what I mean? You know that feeling? What smooth thing just happened to the tip of my finger? And then you go, ow! And you look down, you're bleeding. Because that is the feeling of an extremely sharp thing cutting you, is it starts out smooth, title. So anyway, I come in here, I'm getting ready to prep with you, and I'm going to cut my hair, and now I have a 1 centimeter lengthwise cut near the tip of my right middle finger. But here's the mitzvah. It's not my this is bad OPSEC. It's not my Touch ID finger, so I'm grateful for that. I don't want to bleed on my eyeball.
Oh, yeah.
I watched some of the new Amadeus show. It's kind of confusing. I'm glad about big tennis. How about, can I do the Chris Fleming noise and then we'll start the show?
Yeah, well, we're pushing big tennis into the real show then, but please.
You want to talk
Chris
about big
Fleming.
tennis?
Well, of course. When do I not want to talk about big tennis? When don't I want to talk about sports, honestly, now that I'm fully,
I saw you're aware of the Milwaukee Brewers. It's very impressive.
What?
What? Do
Wait.
you, I'm sorry, the Brewers, the team you mentioned, they're from
Yes.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so did you want me to tell you about the noise, or did you have something funny
Yes,
to
please.
contribute?
I would.
I don't know. I get older, and I'm sure you've noticed on this show, I'll have like things where I make a lot of noises. I make a lot of noises, sometimes intentionally and often not, that are the kind of noises people make. But as you get older, your body, I think, generates more noise around parts of your body changing. And I don't mean changing on like a glacial scale. I mean like as in a fart. Your body changed because now something's coming in, something's coming out.
Oh, like an organ. See, I was thinking of an oh no, my bones situation.
Well, if you wake up in the
I'm
morning and
cracking.
you go to urinate and you want to hock a loogie, like doesn't that or something? You got to clear your throat or something, or you go or right? Don't or like getting up and getting down.
I look for. I
911's
hope that I
joke in
get
your
to
town?
experience that, but I have not yet. So
You don't make noises when you do shit. I feel like you make so many noises already.
I haven't. Oh, absolutely. But I don't know if there's ever been an increase or, there was a big sharp increase once I started dating my now spouse and we became comfortable. But I think it like leveled out at the, we're at the same.
Right, we gotta start this. We gotta start the show. The latest one, and the way this has gone is in the last however long, you have like the inklings of a thing that you don't even know are a thing. At some point, like in the last, maybe over the weekend, even, I started hearing myself making a noise, and I started formally noticing that seems like kind of a funny new noise to make. And then it was only this morning that I realized it's a Chris Fleming related noise. And so there's a sound that he makes that, okay, pull and peel, Twizzlers, Theaterbovin, say more funny things about what
I'm
Jacob,
still on the Milwaukee Brewers and why you brought them up.
Jacob
Ticketmaster. Hi.
And the what do they get? Dachshund Sans penis. These please enjoy your performance of Stomp, Chris Fleming. And what does the guy say to the woman?
They need their kisses.
They need their sucker. Daddy's got to get more smooches. I didn't know Judy Garland was so into zoology. It's a very, very funny bit, right?
Hey, everybody. Merlin has a new Chris Fleming noise. And I really want to
Is this not
hear
fun?
it.
Is that not fun for you to like?
No,
to,
it
to
is.
bond
It
with me
is.
over
But
that?
now I'm worried that it's a bit that I'm not going to
You just
understand.
earned yourself a punishment. You ready?
Oh,
You
all
earned
right.
yourself a punishment. You're not going to like it, but you're going to do it right now. You ready?
Yes.
Impersonate the head Theater Bobber.
No, you must go. My Twizzler pulling pills are so thick you can dock a boat.
He has a noise that he has he has a noise that he makes for authoritarian, eldritch, like otherworldly creatures. He has it's a voice that he does. He also does it. It's kind of a little bit the guy from Delta Airlines. Travel is what makes us human.
Thank you for flying Delta. Travel is what makes us human.
Yes.
So the new noise that I make when I'm trying to make some kind of a clearing thing happen in my head is, and I didn't realize it. Alex, I made that noise this morning. That was not an impression. That's the noise that I make now.
So this
Isn't that
was
horrible?
no, I think it is a moment of self-awareness. That's Daddy's gotta get his smoochie.
Take
love
what you want,
puppets.
but use what you take.
Take
Mr. Fat Cat's ready to see you now. Oh, like a kitty cat. Till-up 1 or till-up 2?
Jacob Ticketmaster.
Welcome to the week. Welcome to the week. Welcome to the week.
I hope
You
that
need to really
Paul
get up in that
Peabody-
T-zone, Chris. I don't love how tall you are. So you doing smooch
everybody.
therapy? I got to go over the La Quinta Inn.
There's a 2-week free trial for Peacock, and you should binge, please. The Traders, the UK Traders, with Claudia
Traders.
Winkleman and Chris Fleming. Just the
What Alex is recommending is, regardless of what Alex is saying is,
needs smooches.
watch for a TV thing on Peacock or elsewhere. You can find it elsewhere, and it's called Chris Fleming Hell. Boy, you got Till-up. Let's see, you got Till-up. You got that's also Phil Collins flipping the golf cart with his father to Phil Collins. That's that one.
Yeah. God, no, I don't. I see. I just keep watching.
I know it's for babies.
I
but
don't have
Need
Peacock
It is
anymore.
So big.
I need.
Yeah, if only there was some way to watch things that wasn't a streaming service you pay for. What a great
well,
idea. Jesus Christ, I wish I had your problems. I feel so competent.
I didn't say it was a problem. I just said, it
you're
was
a problem.
I'm
I'm bleeding all over everything
one.
here. It's all clean now. Also, I didn't have enough time, so I didn't really cut my hair very well. I think that's everything. Should we start the show?
This is Due by Friday, a weekly challenge podcast with Alex Cox and Merlin Mann. This week's challenge: use your handwriting.
So we can talk about. I mean, I don't have that much to say about the challenge. I thought it was extremely interesting. Sounds like you prefer. You know what? I think we should treat it like a paper. No. You know what? Let's say it. Let's treat the challenge like the Egg MacGuffin. It would be a nice way to start the day, but you could also just skip it because it's really just to get the story in motion.
All right, I would
So
like
then we talk
to
about
have
Big
some
Tennis.
follow up
Then we talk about
next
Big
week.
Tennis.
Yes.
Wait,
Because
what
Big
did you
Tennis,
think? What did you think I was just saying, Alex? Do you understand what a MacGuffin
I
is?
thought you
Do you understand
were
what an egg
yes,
MacGuffin is?
The
What I'm saying is, let's throw out the challenge and talk about Big Tennis.
I
is what I'm
know,
saying.
but I think
In that case, never mind. Let's do the other thing. What is it you'd like to do?
What's the other thing? No,
I bled so much for you today.
Yes, on so many levels.
No, just on my
we will
finger.
have follow up next week. You have written down Big Tennis. I have written down.
Why are we not talking about Big Tennis? If that's what you want to, if that's what you're excited
I
to talk
want
about.
to talk about you talking about Big Tennis.
Yeah, let's do it now. Big
Yes.
Tennis started, and I need to track this down. I do know that the episode was called "I 15 Love You."
Yes.
And the way I remember it, have you recently re-listened to know actually how it happened? I think we were waiting for you, and Max and I.
Started,
Isn't that how it
no,
started?
no. The the challenge was to make your signature sandwich. And this was
That's a good. We used to have
it
good
followed
challenges.
next week.
Remember that?
But what that no, that was a terrible challenge because I'm like, guys, I'm just gonna make a peanut butter sandwich,
Which
and then
one am
I
I?
did.
Because it's funny to do peanut butter.
No, it's not.
It is. The show has so many layers to it. Oh, you didn't catch the peanut butter is also a term on the show?
I did, but that's why I was like, guys, you
didn't think about the fact that out of 100 times the phrase peanut butter is used on this show, 90 of them are about the bit of not doing the challenge?
I know, and
you process information so differently than I do.
In the after show, I listened to the previous week's after show, and I'm like, guys, you're just gonna say peanut butter a lot, and in fact, you said it.
Is it funny yet? Because I think it's funny.
It was.
But I think between the three of us, we kind of were a peanut butter sandwich. It's just that each week a different one was the meat. By which I mean peanut butter. Peanut butter means not doing the challenge.
No,
but we got talking, and how did it start? Because was Max and me bitching about something with sports? How did it start?
I do not know. It's not until the second half of.
But we got to this idea of like, what if there was a thing called big tennis?
Mm-hmm.
I have some infographics about this that my LLM has made me. If you want to see them, but like, what if the tennis court was half sized, but the ball and racket were double sized?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
I forget what the net would be, and we just had this funny idea, and then we got ourselves laughing so hard at the notion of like people, right, hitting giant. Is that how we got onto it? It was just it was a flight of fancy. We were just being silly, right?
Well, the idea was.
I don't think you remember this bit at all because you sound like you're rebuilding from artifacts like an LLM instead of actually checking your repo.
Oh, a little bit. You were talking about jazz apples and the way.
Oh yeah, apples. Max had recommended try jazz apples, and I'm still not sure they exist. I'm always looking. I'm still looking for them.
Yes, and then
jazz apples. That's such a Max thing to say.
There's discussion. Well, as folks may remember, that we do things a little bit differently here.
Oh, you're talking about small plates?
Yes,
this show's funny. I wonder why people don't listen to it.
I know. Really you guys.
This is your first time dining with us.
Yes, and so the idea of like, okay, so why don't we have big? Why not a big tennis? There are big other things. There's small other things, and I expressed how
it's arguably the most. I mean, it's got to be up there with pink and blue. It's one of the easiest ways to like have a no-brainer change to anything. And I mean, like the ironic part is it's actually, well, it's because you can always making something bigger or smaller is a good place to start with any change. Think about it. Like think about like the not the size of a logo, but the proportion. I know, so make the logo bigger. I had a boss. I understand, but like the proportion of things. Like let's try making this thing bigger and this thing smaller in context, right? It's the most basic thing, but it's like the dumbest thing that you could do to make something funny. Also, is to make it much bigger or sometimes much smaller, right? Like maybe pound for pound, my favorite episode of Tim and Eric is the one about Terry Green with the Terry Green machine. Has all the whole history of Terry Green's films, and it's in the machine. That one has a lot of very funny bleeding in it, but remember the bit was
Terry Green, the Terry Green machine. Terry Green, the Terry Green machine. I have not seen I am going. Oh my God. Terry.
Oh my goodness. Well, Terry Green, as folks might remember, is Zach Galifianakis, the guy who wears the way, way, way too small shorts. But they're talking about his Oscar award-winning performance in a movie called Tiny Dancing Man. Or Little Dance? I think it's Tiny Dancing Man. And it's really stupid. And it's like the most over the top, like for your consideration, terrible Oscar thing, playing a stretch role as somebody who's got problems and he's a dancer who's paralyzed and he flies through the air. And but then that pivots to a bit where like, no, I meant his other movie, Tiny Dancing Man. And this is about a very, very tiny Ted Danson. Ted Danson gets shrunk to be about 2 inches tall. And then he's like still dealing with David Cross, like who plays his coworker. But that's the kind of humor that really gets me. That's the really special stuff.
Is that all you want to talk
the
about?
woman goes, I want Tiny Dancing Man. And she says, I hope I enjoy the show. Tiny Dancing Man. Like making Ted Danson small is really, really funny. It's actual Ted Danson. He's a technical dancing man.
The thing that's special about Big Tennis, though,
machine.
isn't one of the many special things about Big Tennis it is yes a comically large racket and a comically large ball, but
the ball's like an eighth of the size. Could be like an eighth of the size of the court, Alex.
We're
talking about proportion here.
Something exactly. It's
people are normal size, but normal size compared to what?
And I'm sure Tiny Ted Danson is very funny, but I enjoy when something's just
are you arguing with me?
Wrong. No, I am saying
I would
that
be confused
a
if you were
thing that
arguing
I
with me right
find
now.
extremely funny as well is when something is too big or too small, but in a way that it's three things are just wrong, and you're like, okay, that racket is bigger, but it's not big enough for the ball, or is the ball too small for the racket?
Like almost like there's some part of your brain that, as much as you know it's absurd to even think about, you understand it's deliberately surreal or or impossible or whatever, but there's still always the part that makes it funny is there's still some part of your brain that can't help processing how impractical it is. I've been watching a ton of old Conan stuff, and there's one last night where they're talking about, it was back in the NBC days, talking about how small their studio or their offices were. They doubled in size in like a few years. And anyway, he goes into this one woman's, like this tiny, tiny, tiny area. Long story short, there's this service utility closet they didn't realize was there. Conan tells him to unlock it. And he goes, how would you like this to be your office? And it's literally just like you would fall down a mine shaft kind of thing. And so he tries to get her office chair to fit through the width of this. And he's getting increasingly frustrated that he can't basically put her office chair in an elevator shaft. And it's the funniest fucking thing in the world. And it's exactly what you're talking about. It's like, what, that's so impractical. Why are you doing that? And that's exactly what makes it hilarious. Bringing on the world's oldest stuntman and have it take him like 3 minutes to fall downstairs because he's so old and slow.
Cool.
That's very, very funny.
I'm not going to argue with you. That no comment.
For what? You don't like absurd comedy?
No, I love it. I'm just trying to picture the world's oldest man falling down a flight of stairs, and
does it help if it's played by Brian McCann, one of the funniest people on the planet?
Well,
he's the guy with bulletproof legs. He's the FedEx Pope.
All right, now is this?
If you follow me on the internet, you'd have seen all this last night. My other favorite is Brian Stack. People know Brian Stack better. Brian Stack. My God, where do you begin? Normal people will know him as Ted on Parks and Recreation. The guy there's an ancient public document that says you have to throw Ted in the water every year because it's a misprint. Hope they got the raccoons out of there. That's Brian Stack. And Brian Stack plays Hannigan the salesman. He plays the weird 30s crooner guy. Yeah. This is all on my internet. That was Chris Fleming.
Where's your internet? And
it's at anytownusa.government.
Oh, that really helps people find the show.
Yeah. So like and subscribe. Your mom.
Is this anything? Is this? Oh God, fuck! What was? I've been watching old Letterman for some reason.
Piss.
What does he say?
I started picking up on that Nish Kumar thing. Shit, piss. Remember how when Nish Kumar curses on Taskmaster, he always goes shit. Is that it? Or I think it's shit, piss.
I don't.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying. No, I'm in a good mood. I was bleeding before, but now I'm fine. I'll finish my haircut after this. I'll do it between the shows.
Oh God.
Big Tennis and why it's funny.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite big tennis images that wasn't in the
How will you show our
show.
listeners this?
It wasn't the show. It will be in the show notes
As an image or
but
as a
it
link?
wasn't.
Because if
I've
it's
sent you
visual
the
based, it's
image.
important you tell people where it'll be.
Yes, and this is the man that is the canonical man from the show art, but he's looking at his very big tennis racket, and he's holding
Let me
another
know when you're
what
done, and
you
I'll explain
might
this image.
think.
It's a guy holding a
there is
normal-sized tennis racket. and
no,
probably
that is
triple-sized
not a
tennis
normal
racket.
sized tennis racket. It's not. That is it's slightly smaller than a right. Ask Syracusa. That is
No.
that is a child's tennis racket, and I think it's so fucking funny and just
Do you think,
as
that's,
a, also
do you think
as a-
that's his regular dick?
the. I didn't examine it. Dick as in
Decker's
penis.
answer
Are
would be
we-
yes or no.
I don't know. I don't have a.
Now, what part has you the most upset? It's the fact that it's a child-sized tennis racket.
No, I
It makes you-
love it. I think it's wonderful.
So why are you upset right now?
I'm not. Well, now I'm upset because I don't know which dick you're talking about. The
Alex, just pause for a sec. How many dicks do you see in this photograph? Is the dick in the room with you? Can the dick
don't
hear us now?
See it? I'm making an assumption that there's a dick in this man's underpants, but I don't see it.
Chicken in
I
every
don't-
pot. That's what they used to say when people were campaigning. A dick in every underpants. Hi, my name's Richard Pants.
I keep thinking there's
I'm
going to
running
be a
for Ohio
surprise.
Congress down in District Number 35.
Do you think it's his regular dick?
I'm not the one who's upset. I'm the one who
Wait, why do you
bleeds.
think I'm upset? I'm very excited about the two tennis rackets. One that's just slightly too small.
Oh,
and
so
one
you're
that's
just showing this
absurdly
image
too
because
big.
it's funny.
Yes, I think
Oh.
it is my.
Yeah, it is funny. It's pretty funny.
It's
Perfect for a podcast. Yeah.
as opposed to just talking about the sizes of Ted Danson. You got your tiny Ted Danson. That's so fun to say. And I got my not child size but kid size tennis racket. There are 3 sizes.
Can I
Mm-hmm.
Can I say just one thing real quick? Because you never remember things, and I want to try something we've never tried before, which is I'm going to say something to you right now that's not funny. Mm-hmm. And I'm just wondering if ever after this afternoon you'll come back and listen to this episode and realize it's kind of funny.
All right.
You ready? Mm-hmm. Nice. Bullseye. Ha! My Poland. What does he say? My Poland peels could dock a boat. Is that what he said? Tiara Can you believe how different we've seen? Alex, this is going to be the 4th time we talked about it. Can you believe how different he looks, Chris Lemming, at different points in that special? Because you're the one, you clocked that those are all the same person when I had not. And you told me, like, oh no, like Tom Fat Cat is Chris Fleming. The voice of Fancy. Fancy, by the way, is the name of my iPhone. The voice of Fancy, not named after the adjective. It's named after the guy who he got off the baggage carousel at LaGuardia. He just kept going around and around like a little boy in Jerry Maguire.
Oh.
Do you realize how funny it is when he says little boy in Jerry Maguire? Do you realize how funny it is that he says it that way?
I mean, I'm still stuck on Tiny Ted Danson.
Do you remember the name?
also
Remember the name
just
of Chris
point it.
Fleming's health plan?
Tiny Ted Danson?
Nope.
No, what is...
Could you please turn off your notifications?
I have to... What is happening? There's another one. What the fuck is going on? See, look at literally...
Sorry
do
about
not
that.
disturb.
My bad.
It's on...
We'll fix that in post.
God damn it. How is this happening?
Let me do my statement about AI. This show includes no fake notification noises because I am...
Hold me closer, Tiny Dancing. But what I was thinking was Tom Fat Cat. And really often I think it involves his hair, right? So like think about how Gail in some ways, like first of all, I mean Chris Hansen, yikes. Chris Fleming is so cute. Like he has such a sweet face. And like when you see him as Jacob Ticketmaster or Tom Fat Cat or Gail or who else am I missing? Or Jan, who's always sick at work. When you see that face, you're so used to, if you're into Chris Fleming, you're so used to seeing him with that as we ride on horses. You think of him as having that crazy mop of hair. But when you see just his face, that sweet face of his, he's unrecognizable to me. I did not know he's Tom's Fat Cat. They don't have a lot of meetings in there.
I mean,
I've been sleeping curled up in the sink.
Oh, wait, that's
Like a kitty. Yeah. No, the health plan is his daughter's in prison now. But Chris is on the old Yeller plan. Every time he gets sick, they take him out back and shoot him. I've seen it. I've seen that show.
Hey, everybody.
I could do this for Bill Cosby and Steve Martin when I was a kid.
You would.
Now I can only do things for Bill Cosby. Oh, just basically recite an entire thing. The very first scene, if memory serves, the very first scene in Freaks and Geeks is those three little boys, 7th grade or so, 1981 or 2, something like that, hanging out, and the one cute guy with the curly hair, they're talking about how funny Bill Murray is, and they start quoting and impersonating scenes from Caddyshack. And one reason, well, there's so many reasons I really honor Paul Feig. And I love what he makes. I love how he works. Like, I love him so much. But one reason I love that guy so much is like he knew that a way to set the tone for what this show was to start it with three little boys in the 1980s quoting Caddyshack. It's like, because like somebody like me watches that and I'm like, oh man, talk about feeling seen. Like I've few things. I mean, Stranger Things, the first episode of Stranger Things, I think also does a really good job of that. But this one had Linda Cardinelli in it.
The way that you just set up Paul Feig
also had Franco, so sorry about that.
I'm gonna make another recommendation.
Please.
Hey everybody. If you haven't seen A Simple Favor, just watch Simple Favor. It's great.
Whoa. I'm sorry, this is so funny. Syracuse was just talking about A Simple Plan, and I thought in my head, that's so weird that you would both be talking about that. You're talking about the wonderful Blake Lively, what's her name movie, right?
Blake Lively, Anna Kendrick, and it's ridiculous. I love it.
Who's the husband in that? Because I'm about to blow your mind.
He's a smiling Asian boy. Fuck.
Hey, you're gonna feel bad about that in a second, bud.
Why? What's his name? He is a.
Is it the guy from White Lotus?
I still haven't seen any.
Simple Favor. Yeah, and I thought isn't it like such a stylish movie?
It is. It's weird.
And I don't know fuck all about Blake Lively. I tried to watch an episode of Gossip Girl at the time and bounced off it, but like Blake Lively is very good in this movie.
Absolutely.
And also, it's a weird movie. The way the story's told is weird. It's almost like Gwyneth Paltrow should be in it. It's very weird. Okay, so the wonderful Henry Golding is not the guy who's going to blow your mind with. And now I won't blow your mind because you haven't seen White Lotus, but you're not going to believe who plays Amadeus in this Amadeus show. It's okay. But if it helps at all, Salieri is played by Paul Bettany. It's so fucking weird.
If you just like Paul Feig as
I do love Paul
Feig. Watch
outtakes
A Simple Favor 2 or another Simple Favor because it is not a good film. It is a good Paul Feig hang.
I know what you mean. That's how I feel about Spy. Although I do think Spy is a good movie. If Spy in some ways is such a good, and I feel about Ghostbusters too, but like Spy is such a good hang movie. I mean, it's Jude Law, and could you ever imagine there'd be so much chemistry between Jude Law and Melissa McCarthy? It's astonishing. Cupcake with teeth. And Jason, oh my God, Jason Statham. Also, Paul Feig is a big believer in doing fun runs where he lets people do different alt-takes and try different things. Like it's a big part of his process. Sometimes he just goes up to people and says the craziest prompt. He'll just go up and say, now do it like you were lying about being a plumber for 20 years or whatever. Like he'll just do these prompts and people will go off in these insane directions. So anytime you get to see things like the outtakes from these things, there's a wonderful scene in Spy when Melissa McCarthy first arrives overseas.
That was
No, which part are you remembering? Are you remember when she goes to M and like their version of M, and he gives her like all these incredibly embarrassing things for her cover story?
She gets the gadget.
Yeah, exactly. Gadget. But then she shows up in a little shitty room in I think Paris, and Jason Statham is there. sitting in the room, and he's so fucking funny in this. I didn't know him from all these other movies he's famous for, but like describing like how tough he is, and he ate an entire PC and he ate a pile of chips and shot out a PC or something. Like, it's all so funny, and to watch the outtakes where they've been improvising or iterating those, pure delight. Paul Feig, he's a man I really admire.
And another simple favor, it watches like it's just outtakes and just riffs, and based
Watches
on interviews,
intransitively.
it's kind of
Are you using that the way like Tom
I
Colicchio
know.
says
I'm
eats?
sorry. You can tell I've been enjoying. Oh God, when
I
you
can tell you've
watch
been in
it,
Joey.
it blah, blah. You watch this movie and you're like, this doesn't make sense. Are they just like
A Simpler
doing
Favor,
bits?
the second one.
They're another simple favor. Are they just like doing bits together? And
I know.
They just are. It's
nice. It's
fun.
nice. I mean, like I think it's one of the worst kinds of lumping, film criticism to like talk about. Oh, this movie looks fun to make, or like whatever. Like, well, I don't know if it was really that fun to make Monty Python. They kind of didn't get along because like half of them were dicks. But like, at the same time, you hear about people who are like, if you see somebody work a lot with the same team, I think that's a pretty good indication something's working. Like,
yes.
An example. Let's just real quick. We'll bounce back to a previous thing. Think about the very gifted people who keep working with Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
And like even people who were not there the entire time, but like Jeffrey Wright, dudes, he was the guy in the freezer in Angels in America. That's fucking Jeffrey Wright. That's Basquiat, and he's in these movies. Like he's, Richard Ayoade, especially on the Netflix ones with with Ralph Fiennes and fucking Rupert Friend. That group of people all like working with him over and over. Benicio del Toro. I mean, I think Léa Seydoux for a long time has been such an interesting person to watch. Her career is so interesting. And like, she's comfortable enough to not only do multiple Wes Anderson movies, but to be nude in one of them. Like, you know what I mean? You'd have to really, that's a big deal for a lady who doesn't do nude stuff.
Yeah.
But then also she worked with she's in the Lobster. She's amazing in The Lobster, which is another one. Like how is it like people like, Emma Stone, like keeps wanting to work with that guy? There must be something special about their relationship.
My
what an odd man
go-to
you
with
are,
that sort
Duncan
of
Wedderburn. Don't mind me. I'm just quoting Poor Things for no reason. Ruffalo's
so
great
many.
You know what I mean, though. And then, like back in the day, it would be stuff
boy.
like, not Luke Evans, the Owen, Luke.
The Wilson
the Wilson
brothers?
The three Wilson brothers. Yeah.
Yes.
Just seeing them crop up in his movies. It's a Wilson brother who says the line right before the greatest line in cinema history. Remember they're talking after the plane. He says, I know he's going to use real dynamite. And then he turns to the groundskeeper and he says, what'd you think, Mr. Little Jeans? And Mr. Little Jeans says, best play ever, man. Probably the best line in cinema. Oh, are they? That seem like enough? Ha ha! What? Can you please? Hello, audio people. I know this is an audio podcast. Please say things. What are we doing?
I was letting you breathe. You were quoting a film, and I was going to just say my other.
Keep going. Hey, it's still the show, you guys. Psych.
Favorite director who. Who also has like not a clique, but I just
Zack
a lot
Snyder.
of regular collaborators is Ryan Johnson and
Johnson.
Yes, of Looper, Brothers Bloom, one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah, he's got crossover with
Knives
Wes
Out.
Anderson. He's got that guy with the nose.
Yeah, he is Adrian Brody.
He's got the penis. The Adrian Brody. Yeah.
Lots of dicks today. Oh boy.
Did you ever see a movie he's in called The Pianist? Tiny Dancing Man. You had a busy day today. Now, when I was a kid, I thought the man was saying, you had a visitor today.
Oh.
You ever hear the Florence and the Machine version of that?
Nope.
It's really pretty.
Nope.
You probably did, because I'm pretty sure it was in my best covers edition of the show. Blue jean baby, L.A. lady, hold me
No, I
closer, Mary Steenburgen. New Be Kind Rewind is very good.
Can you guess the first time I heard Tiny Dancer?
I mean, it's difficult. The
about-
elephant in the room is Almost Famous.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
really?
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I think that's it's weird to me. Not weird. I'm sorry. Yes, it's weird. It's weird to me just because of how I am and when I learned about things. That's funny to me because, like, to me, that is like a practically a recent movie.
Oh yeah.
And like I think of that as being like an FM radio staple from my childhood.
It's the
That's a
like,
lovely
Simpsons
scene. That's a lovely scene.
phenomena.
The edit they have to do on the track is kind of a bummer, but I understand it. But it's sweet when she's talking to him about going home. It's nice. You know, his mother's Florence. What's her name? Frances McDormand.
Frances McDormand. I don't know. She's an elevator. She's
probably
a
needs a jump.
star and an
You have to eat
elevator.
a breakfast. Probably needs a jump.
I don't know. What am I supposed to do
it was
with
the
that?
movie
I don't
Fargo?
know what this is.
You ever seen the movie Fargo?
Is that from? Yes, but I cannot.
They put that
quote
on at the
film
factory.
Fargo. When I re-listen, I'm gonna be like, haha, that's from Fargo. Just like, haha, that is. You said what I thought was
Nice.
a line from
Bullseye.
I thought
Nice.
I keep thinking of Toy Story 2
Me too.
now, and
When she's staring out of the box, how hot it is. It's like,
well,
ooh, they trapped the cowgirl in a box. Look at her; she's scared.
I was thinking
You just
about
keep
the
rewinding
guy
it over and over until your family comes
repairing
home.
Woody's arm, but sure, the sexy child's toy.
Yeah. Yard sale. Remember Wheezy? I love Wheezy.
Hey, Woody.
I think that's Joe Ramp, right? Yeah. He's so cute. Oh, I love that. I love the prospector. Turn me. Okay, let me see how close I can get to this. Turn me around, Bullseye, so I can see. Bullseye. Nice.
Oh.
And then, can I say there's a line from Jesse. Let's talk about our favorite lines from Toy Story. The thing that I quote the most from Jesse, I think, is a very minor line, but it says, "Ha, that's funny, Bullseye." I say that all the time. Whenever somebody does something fucking stupid that they think is funny, I go, "That's funny, Bullseye." Remember, and that's when he's running. Have you ever heard me say that? That's
yes.
funny, you know why? That's when he's running on the record player. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And for that moment, even as
funny,
Woody is just learning about his history, she not only has a friend now, but she sees for the first time her opportunity to get back to Emily.
And then the song.
Oh, you mean that song about When She Loved Me? I don't remember it. How does it go?
I don't. My favorite line is when the shark goes, "Hey, I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy." When the shark is sticking out of the toy chest, and
right, yeah.
And the other day, it wasn't the other day. It was like a few months ago. Someone in their yard had a little toy box, and they put a little shark with a cowboy hat, and then Woody. And I was like, "Oh, I know what it is. I know what
that
it
reference.
is." So now,
isn't that rewarding? But isn't there also is there some part of your mind that goes, "Is this a psyop? Like this is obviously something somebody in my neighborhood made just for me," and I have to think about what that implies.
It was, and it was one of.
It's like oh no, it's an Alex trap. I bet if you looked up, there would be a big net.
There would be a tennis racket that's just a little bit too small, and I would have to explain. No, it's
no. That's what I got wrong about it. It's the person that's the strange size.